From fire to hire, a South Jersey man who was dumped by Donald Trump on his hit NBC show is now working for the presidential candidate. That man was fired by Trump on NBC's The Apprentice more than a decade ago.
Little did he know he'd one day be helping Trump make a run for the White House. NBC 10 Jersey Shore Bureau reporter Ted Greenberg has the story.
I look at the Apprentice experience as a fraternity.
Brian McDowell never got the chance to work for Donald Trump.
You said you should fire me, Mr. Trump. Isn't that right?
Yes, it is.
All right, Brian, you're fired.
But more than a decade after millions watched the North Wildwood real estate broker get axed on The Apprentice, McDowell is again focused on the billionaire businessman by volunteering for Trump in his bid for the White House.
A lot of my friends say, how could you actually, support, Donald Trump after being fired on The Apprentice? I'm all about being involved in a campaign where I feel it matters. And I think that this campaign with Donald Trump matters.
When would you like to come in? I'd like to work with you.
He spent time in Iowa in the days leading up to the state's Republican caucus, helping to staff a phone bank and reuniting with fellow Apprentice contestant Tana Gertz, who was working as an official campaign chairperson there.
Literally within the first 10 minutes of being there with Tana, it was like being back on The Apprentice. It was like being thrown right back into a task.
He went to Nevada as well, and when no planes were seemingly available to fly Trump's son Don Jr. to a campaign event,
We're making the decision, hon. I'm sorry.
McDowell says his Apprentice connections with a different contestant from the same season helped track down a jet.
When I see adversity or I see a problem, I go right into the mode of fixing that problem, which is ultimately, I think, what all the apprentices that were casted, do.
McDowell insists he has paid for all of his travel expenses, but so far has only spent about $2,000.
Donald's frugal, so is Brian McDowell.
Next, McDowell is considering taking a campaign trip to Florida, but first wants to see how Trump does tomorrow on Super Tuesday.
I would be surprised if it's not a sweep.
Ted Greenberg, NBC 10 News.
Yeah, going from fire to one of his biggest supporters now.
Quite a change.
Yes. Next, all new tonight on